Hey, what's going on, you dead set legends? And welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one arm wrestling show in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler. And as always, I'm hanging and banging, slinging and slinging, jaw jacket and wrist cracking. And look at this. The most prestigious trophy in the arm wrestling world is your 2019 Melbourne Cup. Third place male, 80 to 95 kilo left arm amateur. Come at me. If you want some, come get some. And by that, I mean bring a big bag of cash. But sitting there today, some things went my way, things didn't go my way, organising things, which means bugger all to you. But I was just sitting there and go, right, here's the situation that is, here's the situation that we've got. This is East versus West. First solo run. It's their first solo run. They don't have Brian Shaw and his production team and event, things like that. This is the first post-Engen East versus West era. So from there, they really need to hit a home run. Now, it's not dire straits if they cock things up and it doesn't go their way. So everyone just cool your jets. But there are some things that I feel they have to nail in order to make this one a home run. Think about it. You want to sit there and move on from that flog that they had before. You want to move on from him, of course you do. But what you want to do now is get out there and knock it off. I mean, I'm going to have more than 5 things, but I have 5 main things that'll make it a huge success. The first thing, before I get to my 5 main things, honorable mention. It will have no difference. It'll have no difference to whether East versus West is a success or not. But the first thing they need to do is piss off that rubbish gauntlet glove that made 0 sense. It was made so everyone would stop talking about the hammer. It was made out of spite. It was rubbish. It looks terrible. I think my daughters the other day made a better glove in their arts and craft, and they're 3 and 1 years old. It is shit. Get rid of it. But that's not one of my 5 things that I think will that East versus West 20 need to nail to make it a huge success. Right, what have we got here? My man Houdini Sports wants the show postponed an hour because he's at work. This is the only time I could fit in this week. So much going on. Cancel the super heavyweight division is probably the dumbest thing I've heard today. But thank you for joining in, Al Neri, as he wants the Legacy Hammers back. I do like them. I do like the Legacy Hammers. I'm a big fan of the Legacy Hammers. They're not wrong there. I'm asking everyone in the chat, what do you think needs to happen? Mr. Peanut is hanging around. So is my man Criggy. Hope you're doing well, buddy, over there in Sweden. Hope it's all. Hope it's nice. Hope it's going well. Lego Gauntlet for trophies, $60 each. Lego's still a thing. G'day, mate. How you going, Coastal Crocus? And then, of course, we've got the Arminian one with a Ready Bang Crazy Uncle Jim, the Golden Fister. It sucks. It sucks. And it makes no sense. What's the difference between being like the super heavyweight champion and the glove holder? Like, there was no difference. It was just dumb. It was just abolish the gauntlet. I also want to change the East versus West name. So do I. But yeah, there's not too many there's not too many East versus West matches, is there? There haven't been in a while. Let me have a quick squiz. So if I go, no, 1, which we've had a million times, Todd versus Irakli, Matt Mars versus Kalinachenko, Jerry versus Vitali, Dave versus Ibrahim Sagov. Are there any others? Why can't I find my little... Oh, there it is. No, so we've got 4. No. Nope. We counted that one. Nope. Oh, Barbora and Gabriella, would you think... Is that East versus West? Nope. Yeah, so looks like 4 at the moment. Ray, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well, mate. Good luck on the weekend. I hope you have great interviews, great call. Hope you have fun in Switzerland, just up the road from you. And I know you're tuning in because you're going to take my ideas and you just got to nestle them in there and go, we've had plenty of conversations, haven't we, Ray, on how to do it better. So you know that you're sniffing around to get my 5 things. It's this weekend. Oh, the next one after this one, it'll be in December. It'll be in December in Atlantic City. I'm guessing December. And I'm not available. Not available to make that one. Not available. Next event, they're going back to Atlantic City. That might be an every December thing, as magic is in there. Right. First one. 5 things East versus West need to do to nail this one. Preloaded questions for the European athletes at the press conference. By God, is the press conference shit? And I mean that from the heart. It's long. It's boring. Half the athletes don't want to be there. We haven't had really any magic moments. Brandon Allen made the press conference a must-see event when he kissed Larry Wheels all those years ago. But by God, by the time he gets questions asked, translated to the athlete says his bit in a monotone voice, gives it back to the translator, and translator's out there. Get together, Ray, if you're hosting it, or if someone else is hosting it, enough of the long-winded, only a few of us know what's going on. Just get in there, and at least your first 2 questions should be preloaded. So, Ray, if you are going to ask a question, e.g., like preload a question, and then they just know. So straight away, they can sit there and talk with a bit of conviction. So it's like, oh, yeah, well, we're going to, hey, Daniil Ustinov, it's been a while since you defended your title. Are you nervous? Give him that first question. Or how's your preparation? And then he's got his answer ready, saves a bit of time, but bloody hell, it can go on and on. And the last thing you need, so the idea for the press conference, now I'm not sure if people are aware, the idea for the press conference is making you want more, making you just really want to buy the pay-per-view, and you're just struggling to wait the 24 hours in order to get the event started. By the time a press conference finishes, it's like you've just watched the first Lord of the Rings video, and you're just like, right, I'm going to have a few days off. Maybe next week I'll watch the second part of Lord of the Rings. Like, there's only so much Frodo Baggins walking around in bare bloody feet that I can do. Preloaded questions for the European athletes. Preload. I'm not saying everything, because I understand you got to go with the flow, and they might come out and call someone out. But that's the number one, just to tighten it up. Once again, I've said it once, I've said it a million times, dead time. There you go. 13th of December, Atlantic City will be the next one. Which brings me to a point later on. Where was this one? So, Jake, we'll do like we did in King of the Table. You are the press, so you'll get the questions. But a good idea. No! Okay, if you're going to do that, Ray, filter that shit out. Because last time, it sucked. Okay, so if I've got Matt Mask and Sergey Kalinichenko, right? Matt Mask, Sergey Kalinichenko. And them two are going to jaw jack and go back and forth. And then some YouTuber writes in, "Hi, Matt, what's your favorite pronator exercise?" No. Do what I do, Ray. You talk to the athletes and say, give me 2 loaded answers. You give them 2. I need 2 loaded answers. And if you don't want to be a part of the press conference, I will quickly move on. But if you're reaching out to YouTubers or people in the chat, they're just going to ask the same fucking thing. So it's Dave Chafee and Ibrahim Sagov. And then they'll just be like, who do you think will win out of Devin and Vitali? No. Ray, between you and Neil and, I don't know who else is going over, you've been around the sport long enough to get, you can at least bang out 3 questions each athlete. And then those that want to jaw jack like a Matt Mask, have them going. Because there's nothing worse when we're talking about East versus West 20 and then they're talking about training or their favorite East versus West match. It's like, save that for a live show. Or Ray, right. I've got it here. Don't do this, Ray. Don't do this. In fact, I should get you on the show. Don't do this. Gather up all the questions. Gather up all these questions from the press, from the fans and everything like that. And pick out the best ones and do them in your pre-game interview. Do them in your pre-match interview. So you're sitting there at the table. A quick thing. Hey, everyone, this is Dave Chafee, and it's like, Dave, thanks, you're in Switzerland. How you find it? Blah, 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 blah. Cool. Your little 10, 15-minute videos. Right. We found the 5 best questions. First question comes from Mr. Peanut. And, this is a funny one. And then that shows a lot of sight. But the press conference is all about selling pay-per-views. All right. What else have we got quickly? 100% great. They need to do something for the quicker press conference format. East versus West must be efficient and have great matches hype up. I love it. Yes, sometimes. And even this one here, I like this one from Magic 70. The only interviews are entertaining. So you could almost say, right, who wants to be in the press conference? Yep. No? Okay, I'll ask your opponent, do you want to be in the press conference? You don't either. Okay, you guys can sit out. We'll do instead of a 10-minute interview, we'll do a 15-minute pre-match interview with you. What else have we got? Matt, but someone will ask that question and it'll seep through and yeah. Maybe limit the press conference to the main event plus title matches. 24. It is a lot. I understand why they do it, and it's a respect thing, and I got nothing wrong with that. Evening, what happened with great? Yes, well, they realised that it was an organised boycott. They realised they were complaining for the wrong reason, and the majority have come back. Right. Preloaded questions. I like it. I like everything that's going on. Number 2. Someone could timestamp this for me. This would go. Coming in at number 2, must have a flawless production. The one thing, like, it has to be. It has to be. No delays, no delays, no audio issues. I think the top 3 things a lot of arm wrestling fans want when they're buying their pay-per-view. And you're asking for a couple of quid. So the top 3 things. They want to be able to see it. Visually, it's got to be fantastic. It's got to be clean. It's got to be crisp. It's got to be fantastic. Number 2 is the audio. That has to be clear and concise, whether it's the announcing, whether it's the commentating. It just needs to be flawless. And the third thing, we love to hear from the athletes. So the connection between the athletes at the table and the commentators need to be in full swing. There was it wasn't the best King of the Table, but a King of the Table Ray and I did when Devon pulled Leonidas. We could hear the athletes in our headset. So we knew when to stop talking. But the problem is there's no connection with that in East versus West. Or if there is, the commentators talk too much. Because a lot of times we do like to hear from the athletes, because especially if they're bloody chirping up. I mean, in the Devon Leonidas match, Ray and I just said, we're not talking at all, only in between rounds. And even then, it goes from there. So this production needs to be flawless. Now, you've got to remember, a lot of the times the streams have worked well for me, and in some countries it hasn't worked well. So that doesn't mean it's a production fault. So we've just got to get that right. Flawless production is my number 2. What are you guys? Got to say, Australia, I don't even know why you asked. We're going to flog yours. Easy. I'm always worried about arm wrestling production. Maybe if 3 events in a row are perfect, I will stop worrying. The practice pool, yes. See, this is the thing. I'm starting to lean against these things. I'm starting to lean against when the practice pool is getting more exciting than the actual event. I understand its purpose in the sport, but at times I'm like, oh my God, like practice pool, come on. When am I going to go back to posting videos almost daily? I don't know if I will, Jack Daniels, just quickly. I don't know if I will. I've got all these other projects and they're going amazing at the moment, and I'm writing to that. But I hate editing. So when I do my top 5 or why I think this person wins and that person wins, I hate editing. So then when you go out and you film it and that, and arm wrestling videos are down, all arm wrestling videos, they're not even arm wrestling videos anymore. And I used to do this and I just got bored of it, is where Devon Larratt said this, Levan said this, and it's just taking everything out of context. And it drove John Brezink off YouTube. I was literally at his house and he told me that. So then that made me think, and I slowed it down quite a bit to the point where the only thing I'll do is I'll take a clip from my own podcast with the athletes and take my own clip. Now, if someone wants to edit for free and then or take 10% of the video royalties and wants to edit for me, because I'd be happy to go, 3 reasons why Jerry Carteret beats Vitaly Lenin. I like filming it. I like talking about it. But then when it comes time to edit, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go play with my girls. I'm just going to go play with the girls. Okay, want to hear from the athletes and their corners. On and off table rest with the commentators knowing what's going on. Yes. People want the refs. What else have we got? Yep, people just talking about the refs. Right. That is number 2. That is a flawless production. Number 3. Tell the athletes to have and this isn't just for East versus West. This is for every single arm wrestler. I'm giving you golden advice. Golden advice. Listen. It's $1 million idea. What you need to do is have a name ready for when you win your match. Have a name ready. Or a list of names. Probably the only person is not allowed to, and that's Toddzilla. That is Toddzilla. Or, but maybe not when you win the title. If you have won the title and become the new champ, don't worry about that. But if it's a qualification, like Vitaly and Jerry. Now, by having a list of names ready doesn't mean you're looking past the athlete. But it is more exciting and more amazing when, hey, what a fantastic win that propels you into the top 5. Who would you like to pull next? It's one of the most common questions we ask after a match. Who do you want next? Whoever the organization gives me. Boring. Just have a name ready. Have 2 names ready. Have 3 names ready. Like, it's not looking past your opponent. We all know who, subconsciously, who Vitaly, amazing, incredible win. You're now into the top 5. You defeated Jerry Cataret. Who do you want next? And then we're all biting our fingernails. Does he say Levan? Does he say Devon? Does he want the rematch with Hermes to jump into the top 3? What is Vitaly going to say? And then if Vitaly comes out and goes, whoever Robert gives me, whoever East versus West give me. No, have a name ready. Have names. Who else has got a qualifying match? Where's my little video? No, that's a title match. I can have that. Title match. So Sergey and Matt Mask. Right? They got a left arm match. Whoever wins. And you can have it in a generic thing. So, like, if Matt Mask wins, say, I want to pull all the fucking crybabies on the left arm. Every one of you 27, I want to pull your left arm. And I want him next. Then Sergey Kalinichenko, he's going to call out Devon on the left arm, something different. But you know what I mean? It's just have a name ready. It's more exciting. If you win a world title, congratulations, you win a world title. Congratulations. You don't need to ask too many questions when you've won a world title. You just tell them congratulations and just ask them how they feel. And then ask them what's the first thing they're going to do with their title. That's all you need to do. And let them go. I'm going to be a fighting champion. I'm going to have some time off. I want to build up for the next one. I want to take on everyone. Blah, 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 blah. But just get it firing up. Just get it firing up. Have an athlete's name ready. It doesn't mean the match is going to happen, but it just plants the seed. It just plants the seed. It's nice and easy. Right, what do you guys? Just like in between quarters, sometimes a reporter will talk to the coach for a few seconds. I wish had the same in between rounds. Yeah, that would be fun. And then that's when, like, say it's 45 seconds per round. It might add to the event. I'll see where you're going with this, mate. But talking and trying to get your breath back, I get it, though. Well, GB19, I'm giving these away for free. So, hey, Dimmy, how you going? Hey, Jake, we're up super early. What do you mean? It's only like 6:30 in Queensland. Are you still in Queensland? Where are you, Dimmy? It's not early in Australia. Where are you? Where are you, Dimmy? Hope you're doing well. So what's that? Number three. So this one here, video package of the next event. We just heard from Ray. So we know it's December 13th, Atlantic City. I personally, and I could be wrong, I don't want to hear from Robert. I don't want to hear from, it's not Baxter. That's the same person. Oh, bloody hell. The names. What? I've drawn a blank here. I don't want to hear from Robert. I don't want to hear from Dexter. Sorry. Yes. Bang. I don't want to hear from you guys. And I mean this in all due respect. If you want to announce the next event, if you want to say December 13th, we're in Atlantic City, baby, and things like that, and you want to do it before your main event, just put a video package up. East versus West, 21, boom, boom, boom. And if you've got some lower card matches to announce that you've already got teed up, have it ready. Or if you know that one of your title holders is going to defend your title, put that up there. And I say this respectfully. It might seem that I'm having a crack at you, but I'm not. But no one really wants to. Yeah, no one wants to hear from me. They really don't, except for my next point. And this is for my last point. My fifth point is for Robert. But in all due respect, we're 5.5 hours into an event, and we're excited to see the main event, which should be 90% of the reason why you buy the pay-per-view. And I just think you should just put the high package up, get your sponsors video, and then Neil's back on stage going, ladies and gentlemen, your main event of the evening. Because it really, and I mean it respectfully, it just kills it. It just really, I'd rather just a 5-minute break, to be honest. I'd rather just a 5-minute break. I don't want to hear from you guys, except Robert, I want you for my next point. I need you for my next point. I know I'm contradicting myself because, Robert, I need you for my next point. But yeah, I think we've just gone through 11, 12 matches. We're 5.5 hours in, and we just want the main event. We're agitated. We're frustrated. The events are going for too long. We're pumped. Even play the hype video of the main event before the main event. But to get up on stage, I know why you're doing it, Robert. I understand why you're doing it. I personally believe it is unnecessary in all due respect. Except for my next point, which I'll go in for number 5. But just don't get up on stage, both of you, please. Please. Don't get up on stage. Don't do it. If you're going to announce something like the rules or the rankings, once again, yeah, you could do it after the main event, Lagia. You could do it with after the main event. You know, if they want to get up on stage and say their bits. I get it. You know, Rob wants to thank his sponsors and thank his friends and thank his crew and his team. So I understand that. I get it. But yeah, not before the main event. Not before the main event. And if it's something not irrelevant, but if it's something that's not adding value to it, just put it in a video. You got 300,000 subscribers. You probably got 20,000 people watching, but 300,000 subscribers. Breaking news. East versus West have weekly updated rankings. And put that on your YouTube because everyone will be at your channel looking for stuff. Now, the only time I want Robert Baxter on stage, if he is announcing Devin v. Vitali or Levan's next match. And I don't even know if I want it before the main event. This supersedes all the others. You can have shit production, boring press conference, boring post-match interviews, so long as you nail this. So the end of the event, and it'll be much better at the end of the event if, like, Vitali wins. If Vitali beats Jerry. Because then Devin comes up there and go, right, we've got it. April 15th, you know, Devin, Vitali, and the visuals there, and they do the thing. It's the only time, Robert, it's the only time I want you up on stage. And say Jerry wins. Say Jerry beats Vitali, which is a possibility. Then announce Levan's next match. Ladies and gentlemen, the super heavyweight champion of the world and the man that's fucked off the gauntlet to make it into a plant pot because it's shit. Levan Saganashvili is taking on Monster Michael Todd, Atlantic City. You know, if Rob wants to get up on stage and get that euphoric feeling of hyping up a crowd, because it's a great feeling when hundreds of people are clapping and cheering from you from what you are saying. It's a very euphoric feeling. It's a very addictive feeling. I'd just done 2 events, back-to-back weekends, flew away, did back-to-back weekends, and to get up on stage and, you know, you scream out your catchphrase and everyone claps or people smiling, it is addictive. I get it. But the only time I want to see you up on stage is announcing 1 or 2 of these matches. That's it. Otherwise, have the night off, as in on camera. Have the night off. But that's what they must do. It's a lot easier said than done because the visas were and they weren't and they were, and then they've had these offers, but someone's scared to go to that country, and it's just like, what is going on? Match announcements only after events, and that's fine. And that's fine. Yeah, it's like, and I think it'd be better depending who wins the main event. They're on sports betting apps in Russia and Georgia, I believe, Doretto. But any sports bet is too risky. We see it like even in the NBA or the NFL. Like, sports betting is hard. Yeah, I'd be like, that goes back to my fourth point with video packages. I would probably rather that. I would probably rather that, but I just feel, I don't know if it's a business thing. I'm not understanding it. I'm not comprehending it, but they both feel that they have to get up on stage and say a few words. So, but yeah, if it was straight away, congratulations, Vitalik, or congratulations, Jerry, whoever wins the main event, and they're like, and then Neil just goes, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Check out this video package. And then it's wow, and then the video package announces Devin and Levan, or Levan and Monster Michael title, or whoever, Levan Hermes rematch. I don't know. For me, that would be way better. And then if you have the athletes there, especially Devin and Vitali, then as the video package is going, they come up on stage, 20-second video package is done, and then, it's finally here. And you don't even have to interview them. Just give them that visual. It's finally happening. December 13th, March 15th, April 16th. It is. Vitaly Laletta and Devin Lara. And they both just look at Devin and try and grip up. And they do a face-off. So many things. So Jerry must win. So Monster Mogul Todd pulls Levan and Jerry rematches with Hermes. Then Devin pulls Vitali. The problem is, and I know it's styles, make matches and all that. The problem with that is, Arminian, if Jerry wins, it just sucks so much. It just sucks so much hype out of Devin and Vitali. Because arm wrestling maths, Devin beat Hermes beat Jerry beat Vitali. And yes, we want to see all those three matches, but it's like, so Devin's number 2 in the world. So if Jerry's beaten Vitali, then Devin's going to whoop him. And yes, I know styles make matches, but I still think all those matches can happen with Vitali winning. It just adds more hype to the Devin Vitali match, which is money at the moment. And that's what makes this Jerry match a risk. Now, if Vitali whoops Jerry, then it builds even more hype because now Vitali's in the top 5. Still praying for them. Yeah, hopefully they get rid of him. Hopefully get rid of him. The man who squeezed the brains out of Aussie. See, that's how I turned a boring press conference into a moment. I had a very boring press conference, and I just got a moment out of it that's now been remembered for years. First soul of... Sometimes I wish people would listen. Stop. Arm wrestling fans hear what they only want to hear. It's the first one without Engen. You don't think Engen was on the phone and helping out? Come on, CBLA. It's the first solo event post Engen Terzi being involved. They had Brian Shaw involved, who's got a world-class production team. This one is the first post-Engen era. There needs to be an emphasis on entertainment, a bit more on the pay-per-view. Well, the match just goes, the event just goes for so long. What else have we got? Yeah, and you got to thank your sponsors. You got to give them the airtime, and that's fine. And that is fine. I'm a bit behind in the comments. But one of them has just hit a home run. That's hilarious. What's going on, Martin G. Blast? So the Drew wants free prelim ideas. Wants free prelim matches. Well, I'm a big fan of that. I've always been a big fan of that. What's going on, Red Cat Man? There needs to be more events. Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. This is where we go wrong, Doretto. A lot of people want more events, but then they also say a lot of the matches don't matter. So if a lot of the matches don't matter, we can't have more events because we're just using the same 15 people. So until more superstars come out, I can't see that being financially stable, especially if they're doing an international event every time and they're flying everyone to Switzerland and then they're flying everyone here. Now, if they had a home base like the UFC and it's just they go, right, in 2026, every event is going to be in North America. And then everyone comes over, but with visas and everything, it's yeah. That will probably never happen unless it's done over the course of the year. That will never happen because there's just too much missing out on money. You have a top 8 round robin in one night, that means you're missing out on Devin Vitale main event, Vitale, Levan main event of a pay-per-view. You're missing out on Monster Michael Todd and Levan in a match. You're missing out on Erdemy's Jerry rematch. When Morozov comes back, when Georgi Svetkov comes back, you just... Yeah. It's weird. Right. Let me go back. How can the events be shorter? It is just an arm wrestling. It's just an arm wrestling thing. It is just an arm wrestling thing. What happened there? Why it takes so long? Just, yeah. What he's wanted is more main events, not events as a whole. But there's not many main events. There's not too many main events. I made up that date, April 15th. I just made up that date. I just made up. But 6 months will roll fast, real quick. The problem isn't the length of the event. The problem is 60% of the matches under Engen were sweeps. Boring, no emphasis on entertainment. If they all went 5 rounds, I'd be glued to the screen. I gave everyone that stat. Everyone was like, oh, he's the best matchmaker in the world. It's like, is he? music, because they're all sweeps, and he sabotaged King of the Table, in my opinion. So, and it's hard because arm wrestling, if someone is like 1% better than you in a particular position, then they just go to there, win, and get their money. It's really hard for the entertainment aspect of it. Personally, I love the 4 to 6 hour format. Nah, 3 for me. I think 3's enough. Maximum. I think 3 is enough. 4 to 6 hours, I get it. I definitely get it. Weekend, beer, arm wrestling. But how much better would it be, Magic, if you had your mates over, whether it's a practice session or you're just all on the couch, and then you watch it, and then you guys just keep smashing beers afterwards, not exhausted because it's going for too long. Yeah, I'm 3 hours max as well, my man. Well, that's not up to me. Is there enough crowd in the UK? Is it popular enough to have it there? What if they use King of the Table for tournament style? Well, I suggested that. I even suggested that when I was working for King of the Table. I said, yeah, get the lower ranked guys, and the winner gets a title shot. They have just a elimination tournament, quarterfinals, semifinals, final, and maybe an exhibition match. Not an exhibition match or two, but it's like, okay, King of the Table 11 is going to be the middleweights. Winner of this gets a top 10 ranking. Winner of this gets a guaranteed title shot in the future. Winner of this something. But it is, yeah. Trial it with the women, because they don't seem to be putting too much effort into the women's side of things. So trial it with them. And then after the quarterfinals, so everyone can have a break, you have a super heavyweight match. Then you have your semifinals. And then you have, a heavyweight match. So then you still get 9 matches. You could have 2 matches in between each one. And then you can have your 11 matches. I don't know. Okay, now people are just going. Then that's still 5 hours. 5 hours is 5 hours. What's that there? Okay, cool. Yeah, 5 hours is 5 hours. Also, I've got the over-the-top final on my channel between Marte and Mario for $10,000. Make sure you go check that out. Oh, and another thing is what I want is I did see that. I've been following the World Series. For me, we so far, and this is now I could be wrong, or I've had what do you say, like memory block or something like this. But I have not yet seen a reason for a special guest to be at the event. So you're flying Devin Levan and Erdwings. Now, hopefully, you're getting them all in the room and to work out all the matches. And you're not leaving the room until the next lot of matches. Get Jerry in there as well. Get Michael on the phone call. And those 6 rock out the next year's worth of matches. But so far, announcing special guests, the only thing I could think it'll try and do is boost in-ticket sales. Sales at the event. But people will just hang around the hotel anyway and meet them. So I think this can be a really good event. And these are just suggestions on how they can make it a home run, how they can Otani the shit out of this one. Because I'm looking forward to Jerry and Vitali. I'm looking forward to Dave and Ibrahim Sagov. I'm looking forward to Oleg Petrenko. I think destroys Nugo. So I'm looking forward to all that. These are just my suggestions in the post-Engen era that they can hit a home run this weekend. And I'll be watching. It'll be I just need a reason why the special guests are there. Otherwise, you're just burning money. All right, we got Filovan first class for him to sit at the press conference and not really say anything. Now, it could just be a show of unity that the whole garbage that went on a couple of months ago. Yeah, it's going to be hard. All right. Easier for me to watch a full EVW pay-per-view than watch an 18-inning game. I mean, sports, like all sports, I love basketball. But even like towards the end, if it's a close game, geez, that takes forever because it's just foul, free throws, foul, free throws. And then that drags out to like 3 hours. Baseball, 3 hours. 2-stop start for me in the NFL. But I just watched the highlights. Mitch is up and about. He's pumped for EVW. He is pumped. Looking forward to see what happens. So I think that would be probably why. But is it worth? Well, I don't know that. I don't have the data on that. If it's worth, okay, they're bringing him over. So then, they're going to sit and watch 3 or 4 hours of the Swiss Open, they usually have tournaments beforehand, East versus West qualifiers. So, yeah. And that's another thing I find interesting is tournament pulling and super match pulling are completely different. But you have to win. It's like winning a jiu-jitsu tournament to get a match into the UFC. They're completely different, in my opinion. Tournament pulling, super match pulling. So you got to win a tournament to pull in a super match. But you just get more people involved and it helps with money. I know why they do it. But yeah. Is it worth the VIP meet and greet includes Devon and Levan? Oh, look, if I don't know how much they cost. I don't know how much they cost, the VIPs. I've been a part of VIP meet and greets. I've seen the fans' excitement when they do. Like this weekend. No, not this weekend, the weekend before. Even this weekend. So Devon was in Australia. And you just saw, sometimes you just forget. It sounds wanky. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can find how much a VIP ticket is. In-person tickets. Okay. No. Shit. Okay, hang on. So general admission, $60 to get in. So what's that in Swiss francs? USD. Oh, they're almost on par. So the Swiss franc is stronger. So 47.60 Swiss francs. So that's general. Silver's 120. And what does a gold ticket get you? It's just closer to the stage. See, that's the thing there, because most of them will just watch the screen. 40 bucks for a jersey, 60 bucks for a hoodie, standard. 80 bucks for an autographed shirt. I don't like the shirt. The King of the Table sleeveless shirts look good. Oh, that one doesn't. That one does. I like that one. So I'm trying to find how much it costs for a VIP. They don't have the VIP unless they've sold out. Contact events. There's not a search button. I need a search button. I saw the social. Oh, VIP package. I found it. Okay, sorry. So VIPs will be treated to front row VIP seats at the event, accompanied by exclusive snacks and beverage service. That's cool. VIPs will enjoy a private meal in the company of athletes and special guests, include attending East versus West. Okay. So, in all due respect, wow, I'm way behind. Okay. So, I'm trying to find out how much they cost. What's going on, Andrew Bell? Yeah, so this is where I have to forget, because I've been very lucky enough to sit in a swimming pool, be at their houses, I've got to try and think of this as a sports fan. I'm sure if you turn up to the VIP and ask to when you get a photo, you grip up with them. Just having a look here. Point is, yeah, I'm just trying to see. So with the dinner, right? With the VIP dinner, and this is respectfully, I just want the athletes. I just want the athletes. I don't want their partners. I don't want their plus ones. If I'm paying however much it is, I just want the athletes. You get autographed memorabilia, a photo session. The photos look cool. VIPs get to ask questions during the press conference and live streams. Buy a VIP ticket now. $800, $795. $795 for this one. Now, I don't know what the VIP dinners look like, but so long as the athletes don't just start talking to each other and you're just kind of like, oh, no, that's still pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, so $800 or $795 US. Hey, mate, yeah, I've had a busy couple of weekends. Oh, there you go. Enjoy it. Big fan of the VIP experiences. Phil, you've done one of them, haven't you? You've done one of them. So, well, I guess I can't really. I think my mind's too frazzled whether I think it's worth it or not. Because I wouldn't pay $800 to see my friends. And I'm very lucky they're all my friends. You know what I mean? So, but I got to try and think of this from a sports fan type. Because I think of data, like how many pay-per-views are we selling? Because I've paid money I've paid less, but that was 20 years ago for a pro wrestling VIP. And they're all, and all due respect, they're a lot more popular and famous than arm wrestlers. So, but the sport is growing. So, anyway, time will tell. Anyway, go back and check out. No, you get signed t-shirt. Signed t-shirt. See, that's where you and I are different, Doretto. I remember going to the first King of the Table, and there was Schoolboy and Dave Chafee and Vitaly Letten, but I don't know if it's my age. I just see human beings. I'm more, I don't know if that ruined the experience for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I love being there, but I was never in awe seeing anyone. Even the first time I met Devin when he came to Australia. I enjoy hanging out with him. That's fun. But yeah, anyway, we've gone a bit. Yeah. But I'm wishing it all the best this weekend. I hope they hit a home run. I hope it does really well. I hope. Yeah. I hope it's amazing. Some matches I'll be keeping an eye on. I can't wait. I'll do a live commentary. I'll be watching. I'll be hanging out. Well, that's a lie. That's a lie. But I do appreciate it, Phil. I do appreciate it. I'll tell you, Australia came in hot and made me feel like a celebrity. The other day, what's going on, Benji? What is going on? I'm sure there's someone out there that will make you awe. And this sounds wanky, Bob. This sounds silly. There's only one person that I continue to be in awe of. I've dropped something. Time and time and time again. There's only one person for me, and that's my wife. My wife beat cancer during the most lockdown state in the world and continued to do it with a smile on her face. My wife was told constantly that she would never, ever have children after years of heartbreak, and now we have two beautiful daughters. I will always be in awe of my wife, but that's it. That's it. I've sat courtside at a Knicks game. It was really cool to see. I'm a huge basketball fan. It was really cool to be there. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan, and I've hosted a Q&A session with the Steiner brothers and Ron Simmons. I've literally got their wrestling figures just there. And Scott Steiner shaved my head. You know, I've organized an event. I met all the wrestlers, Steve Austin, Ric Flair, but I wasn't in Lex Luger. I wasn't in awe of them. It was cool seeing them, but I wasn't in awe of them. Never met Steve Irwin. Never met Steve Irwin. I wish I did, though, because he is the man. I'm very lucky to have 26,000. Are you tired or stoned, mate? You seem low energy today. No, I'm just I go down when I wrap up the show. When I wrap up the show. Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, bud. Yeah. Anyway, I better go. Shit, I really better go. I've got 4 shows to host today. 4 shows to host today. I've got 2 cricket shows and 2 footy shows. I've got to go film them now. Right, I'm out of here. I will see you. I'll be in the channels for the press conference, having a chat. Might go live after the press conference if anyone wants to chat. And I also want to I'll be doing the live commentary. You guys are awesome. I'll see you soon.